Well, we lived in 9 countries, so we've had Christmas in all 9. But the main, our first experience was in Ecuador with the Church of the Brethren, where we were missionaries with the church. And we lived in a house on the farm, and we put up a Christmas tree the first year. And they did have Christmas trees there that we could cut off the mountain, or similar trees. And we had put some, my wife had put some blinking lights on, just 2 of them. We only had 2 blinkers. And some friends came in, and the friend's child saw this tree and ran to her mother and said, "There's a monster in the living room." She had never seen a Christmas tree. She said, "No, this is part of the Christmas celebration."
My favorite Christmas memory is when I was about 7 or 8 years old. My family and I took a trip back to see my grandparents in Nanny Glow. And it was really snowy out, and all the houses put up a bunch of lights in their neighborhood, and we just drove around listening to Christmas music and looking at all the lights.
Well, in recent years, and I think ever since we moved to Brethren Village, we've gone to our son Mark and his family on Christmas morning. And that's always special because Mary bakes a birthday cake for Jesus, and with a candle, and we sing happy birthday. And then we always say the Christmas story from Luke, and it's kind of interesting because they all know it in the new version, and Amos and I just know it from the King James.
So there's certain words we just don't say.
I think my favorite Christmas memory would be about 25 years ago, being at my boyfriend's parents' house in front of the fire Christmas Eve, and my boyfriend had made me this beautiful jewelry box, and when I opened it up was this stunning diamond, and unexpectedly my boyfriend proposed to me in front of his family, and of course I said I do.
We'd all gather together, and on Christmas morning we would get up and we would have a big plate with an orange and all kind of goodies on it. And we'd always get one piece of clothing and a toy, and usually puzzles. And to this day, I still love to put puzzles together.
One of my most favorite Christmas memories is the day before Christmas Eve. We would go to my aunt's house, and we would just gather around, play games, decorate cookies, and my grandma was there at the time, so she always made things fun, and karaoke nights, and it was just about family time. So I'm big on family.
Particularly, I remember Christmas Eve at church. We have a beautiful sanctuary at the Lancaster Church of the Brethren. And sitting up in the choir loft, we always ended the Christmas Eve service singing Silent Night, and everybody in the sanctuary held a candle. Now, in our sanctuary there at Lancaster, there's a great big panel of glass walls in the back of the sanctuary. And when you sit up there in the choir loft and you see people raise these candles, it looks like it goes on forever in the reflection back there. And it was a very touching sight.
I am excited for this Christmas because my 4.5-year-old Chase is really starting to get into Santa and the meaning of Christmas, so it's been super fun. He's getting a trampoline for Christmas so he can jump off some energy. My favorite Christmas memory of myself was when we were little. We used to go to my grandmother's house on Christmas Eve and make stromboli, so we are continuing that tradition at my house this year, so it'll be fun.
I was born in 1920, and Mother and Daddy were expected to go to Christmas dinner at an uncle's house, and they didn't show, and they wondered, where are John and Mary? They had no telephone, and they lived miles away. And then they learned afterwards that I was born the day before. That's why they didn't show up for Christmas Day dinner. That was the beginning.
When I think about a Christmas memory, it's a happy memory along with a Christmas tradition in our family. is my daughter Hannah, who absolutely loves pickles. And so about 20 years ago, we were cutting down a tree. We came into Fryville Farm, into their beautiful poinsettia greenhouse. And they also have ornaments there. And my daughter saw her very, very favorite, a dill pickle. She absolutely loved dill pickles. She was so excited. So we bought this ornament, we brought it home, we unpacked it to put on the Christmas tree, and we ended up reading the little card that came with it. And when we read it, we decided, my goodness, we have to do this. And the one tradition, it's a German tradition with the dill pickle ornament, is to find it on Christmas morning. And so we began doing this where we would hide the dill pickle on the tree, and in the morning, and it usually was our daughter Hannah, she would be the one to find it. We would have an extra gift underneath the tree, which was called the pickle prize. And it's a tradition we carry on today. Our children are all adults, but we still do it when we gather to celebrate the holiday.
My dad always put the Christmas tree up Christmas Eve after we were in bed, and we came down, enjoyed the Christmas tree. Dad always liked red balls, blue lights, and white artificial snow. It was pretty.
One of our most happiest memories are every Christmas Eve we get together as a family and friends with our pastor and his wife, and we have a birthday cake for Jesus. And we all celebrate it, and we sing happy birthday, and we just enjoy the fellowship of each other being together.
I remember, and we still do this, but everyone, a day leading up to Christmas every year, my mom and my grandma and I would get together and make Christmas cookies together and spend a good couple hours doing that, but it was always fun to bake together, but just be together too.
Christmas means family to me, and just like being with the ones I love.
What comes to mind is growing up in northern Lancaster County on a farm. Our farmhouse was built in the late 1700s, and the family consisted of grandma, grandpa, mother, and daddy. Our Christmases were mostly family-oriented with the 5 of us, and it began with Dad going into the woods to cut a sassafras tree, and so that we could, quote, put up the Christmas tree. The Christmas tree then was anchored into a pot, and Dad would put the lights on it, and in my time it was those large colorful lights with a reflector so that it wouldn't touch the branches, and then Mother would just meticulously wrap all the branches with what she called wadding. So it looked like we had snow on our Christmas tree. Then on Christmas Eve, we would go to church and enjoy the Christmas service, and the end of the service was candle lighting. It was the local Lutheran church, and the singing of Stille Nacht. Now my family, I can trace my roots back to Stuttgart, Germany, so the German traditions are very much alive for me in my life. And most recently, Elvin and I have gone to Germany several times to enjoy the Christmas markets, and you can see with all our little goodies that we have accumulated here, that's how we choose to decorate and celebrate Christmas. So just saying this, I will say, Fröhliche Weihnachten und ein gutes neues Jahr.
On behalf of the team members, the management, and the board of directors of Brethren Village, I want to wish you and yours a very Merry Christmas and a happy, healthy, and prosperous New Year.